Alright, it's texture time. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I said I was going to do the other day. Originally, I was planning on doing a stomp brush texture. I'll put a card up on the screen for the That Kilted Guy video about the stomp brush texture. That involves rolling some mud onto the ceiling with a paint roller and then stomping it with a stomp brush. But when I went to the Home Depot this morning to buy the supplies I needed, I found something different that's going to be a lot easier to work with. I'm going to show y'all. This is a texture roller. It's like a deep sponge roller. This one calls itself a faux texture. I got this roller. I saw this when I was looking at the roller covers. I was originally going to buy a 12-inch roller and 12-inch roller cover. This texture roller only came in a 9-inch, but I got this and a long handle. And I got my mud there in the roller pan, a glass of water. I did have to thin the mud. I tried seeing if I could apply it on thick. It just doesn't really go on very well when you try to apply it thick, so you do have to thin the mud. And I've already done some to try it out, and it's going on pretty fast. I think it's probably only going to take me like maybe half an hour to texture this whole ceiling, and it's looking pretty good. I mean, that looks very similar, I think, to, well, not quite a stomp brush texture, but it looks pretty damn good. I like it. So I'm very happy with this, and this is a lot cheaper because the stomp brush was $20 just for the stomp brush, and you need a roller. So I was going to have to buy a roller cover, a roller, and the $20 stomp brush. But with this, all I had to buy was the roller, handle, and roller cover. And that roller cover, that was only $6. I mean, that was only $1 more than a regular roller. So that saved me like $19 right there. So I'll get the camera on a tripod, get the music going, get this all in position, and I'll show you guys this process. Alright, we're all in position here, all good to go. And one other good thing about this roller versus the stomp brush that I was going to do is I'm not going to have to take the ceiling fan down because it's not going to be in the way. And also I have better reach because there is still stuff in this room up against the walls and stuff, and with this 4-foot pole I can just reach over stuff. Like from where I'm standing, I can almost reach that corner over there. So we'll get this going. Now, because of how thick the mud is, it is still kind of a bitch to load onto the roller. But you don't want to just water the mud down so thin, or else it could crack when it cures. And if you get some smearing, you just kind of roll over it. Now I can still see the tape through this over here, but it's hiding it pretty good though. I just hope it'll still be hidden when it cures. Load some more up. Doesn't seem to last very long on the roller. The roller seems to want to slide and smear if you get the shit on real thick. I see some bigger spots here. That's what it looks like on the roller. I am going to have to be careful around the ceiling fan so I don't drip mud on it. And I'll be looking the ceiling fan over carefully after I do this to make sure and clean off any that does drip on it. But now I need to mix up some more mud, so I'll show you all that process. I should have this is what I'm mixing with. Cheap cordless drill with that mixer blade on it. It's wet because I just washed it. I gotta wash this after every time it comes in contact with wet mud so that you don't get dry mud all over it. It's actually still got some mud on it, so I didn't do too good a job. Alright, let me get everything in position to get this mixed up. Alright, I just put a bunch of mud in the pan. I got my glass of water and my mixer. And I'm just mixing this up in the roller pan. I know when you're rolling this stuff, it may be tempting to just water it down till it's as thin as paint, but you don't want to do that. Anywhere you see standing water, you want to get it all mixed in. Work on that spot so you don't see standing water anymore. Then just go around the whole pan to kind of even it out. Gotta agitate the shit out of it. Gotta go wash this off. We'll be ready to roll some more. Alright, and that's pretty much how this is done. Just thin up some mud, get it on the roller, roll it on, just go around the room and do that till it's done. So I'm going to show y'all a little bit more of me rolling some on, then I'll shut the camera off, finish it, and then I'll show y'all the result when it's done. Oh, I don't think I got this mud as thin as I did earlier, but I'm still managing to get it on there. So, oh yeah, that's thick. You know what? If I can work with it this thick, I like it better this way because the thick seems to be doing a better job of hiding my sins. It's just a little bit more of a pain in the ass to load the roller when it's thick. Yeah, what I'm rolling right there is making that tape disappear. I'm getting some on the walls, but I don't care. The walls are going to come out looking like shit anyway. Ah, I just smeared it over here. That's okay. I can roll that down. Got to make sure I don't have any bare spots. I have spotted a gap or two where it didn't get any mud on. Oh, we're loading the roller up thick. Rolling this sounds like wet pussy. Schlick, schlick. Oh shit, it's spraying mud on me. And I'm wearing my good clothes too. Yeah, I can't see the tape anymore. I just see a bit of a lump where there's a bit of a difference in height between the sheetrock panels because of my shitty hang job. Oh, this roller's wanting to fight to get mud on it. God, I guess this isn't going quite as fast as it seemed at first. because I'm still on this one corner. But I guess as I get the hang of it, it'll start going faster. Okay. Got that taped on there. Go right over that tape.
Compte les étoiles dans le ciel, compte les étoiles dans le ciel, et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime, et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime. Compte les rayons du soleil, compte les rayons du soleil, et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime, et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime. Compte les gouttes d'eau dans la mer, compte les gouttes d'eau dans la mer. Et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime. Et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime.
They're getting a little bit of uneven coverage here.
Je voudrais te dire un mot d'amour. Et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime. Et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime. Chaque rayon te jurer que je t'aimerai toujours. Et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime. Et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime. Compte les étoiles dans le ciel. Compte les étoiles dans le ciel, et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime, et tu comprendras à quel point je t'aime. Compte les rayons du soleil, compte les rayons du soleil.
Alright, well, I'm not going to make y'all watch me do the whole room, so I'm going to finish up and show y'all the result when it's done. Alright, I've stopped for a smoke break, and I thought I would give y'all a closer look at my mud and tape job. As you can see, I did not finish over the tape like you're supposed to do. I did not sand or anything. I just bedded the mud, taped it with a 6-inch knife, and just left it like that. Just kind of a slumlord grade hack job I did. And I think so far, this texture, it's looking pretty good so far. I'm real happy with it so far. This texture does seem to be doing a pretty good job of hiding my sins. Although here, you can see the tape through the texture, and that's the consequence of not properly finishing when you tape, not going over it with a finishing knife and doing it, like that, not sanding or anything. And you can even see that tape through there. Although I think what you're really seeing is that rough edge where, like you can see over here, how I've got the edge of the tape visible. That's really what you're seeing there. But fortunately, my tape did not bubble. This has been curing for the past 2 days. I did this on Saturday. It's now Monday morning. And this did not bubble, which I didn't think it would because that mud was on there pretty thick. That's why you can see the edge of the tape, because it's laying in a thick bed of mud. And it's better to have the mud too thick than too thin. Well, it's still not good to have it too thick, or else you get this result where you can see the edge of the tape. Although if you did a proper finishing job, you wouldn't see that edge. It would be covered up. But As long as it doesn't look no worse than this, I'll be happy with it, because so far this is actually looking better than I expected it would. I mean, I thought this was going to look pretty bad. Like, if it comes out looking about like this, I wouldn't even dare to call it a slumlord looking job. It may just be like a $600 a month 2-bedroom apartment kind of affair there. I do see some gaps though. I need to roll back over. Like, when you do this, you need to go around and look at it carefully and make sure you don't see any naked sheetrock. Right where I'm pointing, that's naked sheetrock we're seeing. You want to make sure the sheetrock is thoroughly covered. I think, now that I think about it, I think when you use that texture roller, you're supposed to actually skim coat just like you would if you were doing a stomp texture, and then roll over the skim coat with the roller. So I may be doing this wrong, but I don't care though, because I'm liking the result that I'm getting so far. All right, well, it's all done now. I turned on the ceiling fan to blow air across the ceiling and help dry it out faster. And unfortunately, when I went to go pull the chain, it snapped right out of the switch. So that ceiling fan's going to be on for a couple days. And I'm probably going to have to, well, I know I'm going to have to replace the pull chain switch in it. But that's not what this is about. This texture is done. And I gotta say, I'm very happy with it. It turned out a lot better than I anticipated it would. And it's not perfect. In some areas, you can still kind of see the tape or the edges of the tape. You can kind of see a hump where there's a difference in height between the sheetrock panels. But it is doing a pretty good job of kind of masking it. And the white spots you see, that's not nude sheetrock. That's just mud that's already started to dry. It's not perfectly even, and you can kind of see some roller strokes in it. I mean, this is my first ever texture job, so of course it's not perfect. And of course it is a budget job, so not a whole lot of care and attention went into it. Although once I had the texture on the ceiling, I did go around. I turned on this light right here, and I did go around and look for any bare spots. Looked it over thoroughly, made sure that it was that I was happy with it. Went over any spots that I thought were too thin or a little too uneven. And I'm overall quite happy with it. So now, and you can see I got some mud on the walls, which I don't really care. The walls are just going to look like shit anyway. So now the next step is to take this panel right here, and I've got some more of it behind my couch that I picked up at the Home Depot this morning. I just got to go around and finish these walls, cover that, go around those windows, get that wall done, and go around here, and then I think that's not too bad, but I got some paneling here that's kind of delaminating. I need to go over that. So I just got to get the walls done, get the trim up, get that corner bead in, get the trim up along the ceiling, trim around the windows, do that missing baseboard, and once it's all walled and trimmed, it'll be ready for paint. And of course, I'm going to use the electric paint sprayer. I've got a Wagner electric paint sprayer that I'll use to paint all this, which you really need that paint sprayer with this ceiling texture. It would be a son of a bitch trying to paint this with a roller. This is really kind of not the greatest texture to have with a ceiling fan, because as the ceiling fan runs, it's going to drag dust across the ceiling, and all these little peaks and stuff in the texture are going to catch dust, and over time you'll get a dust ring around the ceiling fan. But I'm not too worried about it. I don't care. And I can, once I get this painted, I can finally put the grill on that vent right there. And you can see I didn't take too much care when texturing around that. Yeah, I didn't mask anything off. And I've already cleaned my roller and pan. So this is what the texture roller looks like clean. I know when I showed it earlier, it was covered in mud. I've got this all cleaned, ready to go, because I've got one more sheetrocking job to do in this house, and that's this kitchen ceiling. So this kitchen ceiling will be next for sheetrock. This bathroom ceiling, I'm going to use that same beadboard that I used on the walls. So this won't need mudding and texturing, but when I do the kitchen, I'm going to sheetrock this ceiling, and then I'm going to do the same texture that I did in here. So that's why I made sure to clean and preserve that texture roller, because I know I'll need it again at least once. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next step.